This podcast is a member of the New York City Podcast Network at nycpodcastnetwork.com. Visit us to listen to over 250 amazing podcasts just like this one.
Japanese street style is some of the cutest and trendiest clothing in the world. Introducing Cherry Goddess Women's Clothing and Accessories, the hottest original and cute clothing company. We offer tops, clothes, accessories, shoes, dresses and skirts, and comfortable homeware that we guarantee you will love. Cherry Goddess Women's Clothing, super cute Japanese style clothing.
This is Black Wall Street Chronicles, and we're back at it again. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Today we're going to talk about Prince Harry and the Duchess Meghan Markle and the controversy circling around them. But before we get started, I have some announcements. Please follow me on my Instagram, BlackHawk8840. BlackHawk840 has my bios. You'll see my Twitch, my Facebook, and my Twitter account on there. Also, I'm registered on IMBD, so if you're following IMBD, my podcast is registered there. Okay, guys, so basically we're going to get right to it. I'm going to read a couple of articles from wikipedia.com. I found out that Prince Harry is actually very accomplished. Give me 1 second. Prince Harry, Dukes of Sussex. Sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. He was born September 15, 1984. He's the same age as me. Is a member of the British royal family. As the youngest son of Charles, Prince of Wales, Diana, Princess of Wales. He is sixth in line of the succession to the British throne. Born in St. Mary's Hospital, London, Harry was educated at Riverview School, Loughborough School, and Eton College. He spent parts of his gap year in Australia and Lesotho, then underwent officer training at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst. He was commissioned as a common into the Blues and Royals, serving temporarily with his brother Prince William, and completed training as a troop leader. In 2007 and 2008, Harry served for over 10 weeks in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. He returned to Afghanistan for a 20-week deployment in 2012 to 2013 with the Army Air Corps. In June 2015, he resigned with the Army. Harry launched the Investors Games in 2014 and remains the patron of his foundation. He also gives patronage to several other organizations, including Halo Trust, Walking with the Wounded, to encourage people to open up about their mental health issues. Harry, alongside the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, initiated the Mental Health Awareness Campaign Heads Together in April 2016. In 2008, he was made Duke of Sussex prior to wedding to American actress Meghan Markle. They are expecting a daughter summer 2021. Their son, Archie Markle Fraser, was born in 2019. The following year, the couple stepped down as senior members of the royal family and moved to the Duchess' native Southern California. In 2020, they launched Archwell Incorporated, an American public organization that focuses on nonprofit activities and creative media ventures. Born in the Linda Wing of St. Mary's Hospital, Paddington, London, on September 15, 2000. September 15, 1984. At 4:20 p.m., as the second child of Charles, Prince of Wales, heir apparent to the British throne, and Diana, Princess of Wales, he christened Harry Charles Albert David on December 21st at St. George Chapel, Windsor Castle, by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Robert Rusey. Growing up, he was referred to Harry by friends, fams, and public, as well as Kensington Palace. Diana wanted Harry and his elder brother Prince William to have a broader range of experience and a better understanding of ordinary life than previous royal children. She took him to venues that range from Walt Disney World and McDonald's to AIDS clinics and homeless shelters. Harry began accompanying his parents on official visits at an early age. His first overseas tour with his parents in Italy in 1985. He also traveled with his family to Canada in 1991 and 1998. Harry's parents divorced in 1996. His mother died in a car crash the following year. Henry and Roy was staying with their father in Baltimore at the time, and the Prince of Wales told his sons about the mother's death. At mother's funeral, Harry, then 12, accompanied his father, brother, paternal grandfather, and maternal uncle Charles Spencer, 9th Earl Spencer, and walking behind the funeral cottage, the Kensington Palace to Windsor Abbey. In 2017, the Prince acknowledged that he sought counseling 20 years later. Like his father and brother, Harry was educated in independent schools. He started at London's James Minors Nursery School and the pre-preparatory Rotherby School. Following this, he attended Loughborough School in Berkshire, and after passing entrance exams, he was admitted to Eton College. The decision to place Harry at Eton went against the past practice of mountain Windsors to send their children to Goldstone, which Harry's father, two uncles and cousins had attended. It did, however, see Harry follow in his older brother's footsteps in the Spencer family, as both Diana's father and brother attended Eton. In June 2003, Harry completed his education at Eton with 2 A levels, achieving grade B in art and D in geography, and he decided to drop history as an art after AS level. He has been described as a top-tier athlete, having played competitive polo and rugby union. One of Harry's former teachers, Sarah Foss, has asserted that Harry was a weak student and that the staff at Eton conspired to help him cheat on examinations. Both Eton and Harry denied the claims, with a tribunal made to ruling on the cheating claim and accepted the Prince had received help preparing his A-level executive project, where he needed to pass to secure his place at Sandhurst. After school, Harry took a gap year, during which he spent time in Australia working, as his father had done in his youth, on a cattle station and participating in a Young England versus Young Australia polo test match. He also traveled to Leicester, where he worked with orphan children, produced the documentary film The Forgotten Kingdom. Military career. Sandhurst Blues and Royals deployment to Afghanistan. Harry has entered the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, on May 8, 2005, where he was known as Officer Cadet Wales and joined the Armenian Company. In April 2006, Harry completed his officer training and was commissioned as Cornet in the Blues and Royals Regiment of the Household Cavalry in the British Army. April 13, 2008, he reached 2 years seniority. Harry was promoted to lieutenant. In 2006, it was announced that Harry's unit was scheduled to be deployed in Iraq the following year. A public debate ensued as whether he should serve there. The Defense Secretary John Reed said that he should be allowed to serve in the front line of battle zone. If Harry agreed, if they said no, you can't go to the line, then I would drag my sorry ass to Sandhurst and I wouldn't be where I'm at now. The Ministry of Defense and Clarence House made a joint announcement on February 22, 2007 that Harry will be deployed with his regiment in Iraq as part of the 1st Mechanized Brigade in the 3rd Mechanized Division. The move supported by Harry, who stated that he would leave the army as he was told to remain in safety while his regiment went to war. He said, "There's no way I'm going to put myself through Sandhurst to sit on my ass falling back while the boys are fighting for their country." The head of the British Army at the time, General Sir Richard Dunant, said on April 30, 2007, that he was personally decided that Harry would serve in his unit in Iraq, and Harry was scheduled for deployment in May of 2007 to patrol the Mayan Governorate. May 16, however, Dunant announced that Harry would not serve in Iraq. Concerns included Harry being a high-value target, as several threats by various groups had already been made against him, and the dangers of the soldiers around him would face should any attack be made on his life or he was captured. Clarence House made public Harry's disappointment with the decision, though he said he would abide by it. In June 2007, it was reported that Harry had arrived in Canada to train alongside soldiers of the Canadian Forces in the British Army and CF Busselville near Meghan, Alberta. It was said that she was in preparation for a tour during Afghanistan, where Canadian and British forces were participating in NATO-led Afghan war. This was occurring in February of the following year when the British Ministry of Defense revealed that Harry had been secretly deployed as a forward air controller to Helmand Province in Afghan for the previous 10 weeks. The revelation came with the new media known in German newspaper Bild and Australian magazine New Idea breached the blackout placed over the information by Canadian and British authorities. It was later reported that Harry helped go to troops prepare an attack from Taliban assurance and perform patrol duty in hostile areas while in Afghanistan. His tour made Harry the first member of the British royal family to serve in a war zone since his uncle Prince Andrew, who flew helicopters in the Falklands War. For his services on Prince Anne presented Harry with the optional Operational Service Medal for Afghanistan at the Cumbres Barracks in May 2008. HQ London District and Invictus Games. On January 17, 2014, the Minister of Defense announced that Harry had completed his attachment to the 3 Richmond Army Air Corps, and he would take up a staff officer role, defense engagement, in HQ London District. His responsibilities will help to coordinate significant projects and criminal events involving the Army in London. He was based in the House Guards in central London. On March 6, 2014, Harry launched Invictus Games, Paralympic-style sporting event for injured servicemen and women, which was held on September 10, 2014. Harry met British hopefuls for the Invictus Games at Tedworth House in Wiltshire for the status selection process, April 29, 2014. On May 15, 2014, Harry attended a ticket sale launch for Invictus Games at BT Tower, from where he tweeted on the Invictus Games official Twitter account as the president of the Games. To promote the Games, he was interviewed by BBC Radio 2's Chris Evans along with 2 game hopefuls. He said that Invictus Game is my full-time job, making sure that we pull this off. The show aired in July 31st, 2014. He later wrote an article in Sunday Times about his experience in Afghanistan. He thought he inspired him to help injured personnel and how, after the trip to the Warrior Games, he had vowed to create Invictus Games. Harry and officials attended the British Armed Forces team account for Invictus Games at Potter's Field Park in August 2014. As president of the Invictus Games, he attended all the games related to the games for September 8th to September 14th. In January 2015, it was reported that Harry would take on this new role in support of wounded service personnel by working alongside members of the London District Personal Recovery Unit for Modern Defense Recovery Capability Scheme to ensure that wounded personnel had adequate recovery plans. The palace confirmed weeks later that the scheme was established in partnership with Help for Heroes and the British Royal Legion. In the late 2015, Harry visited the Battleback Centre set up by Riddle Britishland in the Fisher House, UK at Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Birmingham. A partnership between Help for Heroes, the Fisher House Foundation, and the Queen Hospital, Birmingham charity created the centre. The Fisher House Foundation is one of the Invictus Games sponsors. In February and March 2015, Harry visited House in Garrison, North Yorkshire, a recovering centre run by Help for Heroes. He also visited Melville Barracks in Colchester, where Chavez VC House Personnel Recovery Centre is located, run by Help for Heroes in partnership with the Ministry of Defence and the Royal British Legion. Second to Australian Defence Force and the end of active service. On March 17, 2015, Kensington Palace announced that Harry would leave the armed forces in June. Before then, he would spend 4 weeks throughout April and May at the Army Barracks in Darwin, Perth, Sydney, while seconded into the Australian Defence Force after leaving the Army while considering his future. He would work toward a voluntary capacity in the Ministry of Defence, supporting case officers in the Ministry Recovery Capability Program. He would be working with those who administer and receive physical and mental care within the London District area. On April 6, 2015, Harry reported for duty to Australia Chief of Defence Force, Air Chief Marshal Mac Biskin at the Royal Military College, Dungeon in Canberra, Australia. Harry flew to Darwin later that day and began his long settlement to the AS 1st Brigade. He recorded detachments to the force in Wells and Aviation Unit. While Perth, he trained with Special Air Force Service Regiment, participating in SARS selection course, including a fitness test and physical training session with SARS selection candidates. He also joined SARS members in Perth for live fire shooting exercises with numerous special forces weapons at a variety of ranges. Harry completed an insertion training exercise using a rigid full inflatable bolt. In Sydney, he undertook urban operations training with the 2nd Commando Regiment. Training activities include remotely detonating an improvised explosive device and rappelling from a building. He also spent time flying over Sydney as co-pilot of an Army Black Hawk helicopter and participated in counter-terrorism training in Sydney Harbour with Royal Australian Navy clearance divers. Harry's attachment with the ADF ended on May 8, 2015, and on June 19, 2015, he resigned his short service commission. Since leaving the Army, Harry has been closely involved with the armed forces through the Invictus Games, honorary military appointments, and other official engagements. December 19, 2017, he succeeded his grandfather, Prince Philip, as the Captain General of the Royal Marines. In May 2018, he was promoted to the substantive ranks of Lieutenant Commander of the Royal Navy, Major of the British Army, and Squadron Leader of the Air Force. January 18, 2020, Buckingham Palace announced that an agreement had been reached for Harry to step back from royal duties, including official military appointments. In February 2001, the palace concerned that the Duke will give up his permission as Captain General of the Royal Marines and hand back all the other honorary military appointments. Chelsea Davy, the daughter of Zimbabwean and South African-based businessman Charles Davy, was referred to Harry's girlfriend in an interview conducted for his 21st birthday. And Harry said he would love to tell everyone how amazing she is, but once I start talking about that, I'll let myself open. There's the truth, there's lies, and unfortunately I cannot get the truth across. Davy is a businesswoman and a lawyer, was presented when Harry received his Operational Service Medal for Afghanistan and also attended his graduation ceremony when he received flying wings from his father. In early 2009, it was reported that the pair had parted ways after a relationship that had lasted over 5 years. In 2012, Harry was introduced to Cressida Bonas, an actress and model who was a granddaughter of Edward Crusoe, 6th Earl, held by his cousin Princess Eugene. April 30, 2014, it is reported the couple parted amicably. In June 2016, Prince Harry began a relationship with American actress Meghan Markle. In November, the Prince directed his communications secretary to release a statement on his behalf to express personal concern about the drudgery and false comments made by his girlfriend by mainstream media and internet trolls. September 2017, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle appeared together in public in Invictus Games in Toronto. The engagement was announced on November 27, 2017 by Harry's father, Charles, Prince of Wales. The announcement generated perceived comments about having a mixed-race person as a member of the royal family, especially in regard to Commonwealth countries where populace are blended in native ancestry. May 19, 2018, the marriage ceremony was held at St. George Chapel, Windsor Castle, with a private exchange of vows occurred 3 days before the 16th May in the presence of Archbishop of Canterbury. The Duke and Duchess initially lived at Nottingham College in London on the grounds of Kensington Palace. They moved to Frogmore College in the home park of Windsor Castle. The Crown Estate repurchased the cottage at a cost of $2.5 million, paid out by the sovereign grant, with the Duke later reimbursing expenses beyond restoration and ordinary maintenance. May 6, 2019, the Duke and Duchess' son Archie Muffin Windsor was born. The office was moved to Buckingham Palace and officially closed on March 31, 2020, when it ceased undertaking official engagements in the support of the Queen. After some months in Canada and the United States, the couple bought a house in June 2020 in the former estate of Reverend Rob Marcetto, California. And the next month, the Duchess suffered a miscarriage. February 14, 2021, it was reported that the Duchess was pregnant again. In an interview with Oprah, Meghan and Mary, Meghan announced that they was having a daughter. Harry is godfather to 5 of 6 children, including the daughter Major Nicholas Van Cussum, the son of Highview Cussum, and Jake Warren, his mother's godson, whose father is Queen Horse racing manager. He became godfather to Charlie Vance, who was his firstborn daughter, in May 2020. Harry and his brother William inherited the bulk of the $2.9 million left by their mother on their respective 30th birthdays, a figure that grown since her 1997 death of $10 million each in 2014. In 2020, The Times reported that Harry will also share his brother a payment of $4.9 million from the trust fund established by their great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, on their respective 21st birthdays, and will share a payment of $8 million upon their respective 40 birthdays. Harry's personal wealth was estimated at $30 million. In 2014, Harry and William inherited their mother's wedding dress along with many other personal possessions, including dresses, diamond tiaras, jewels, letters, and paintings. The brothers also received original lyrics from score Candle in the Wind by Bernie Taupin, Elton John, as performed by John at Diana's funeral. Stepping down. In 2020, the Duke and Duchess announced that they were stepping back from their role as senior members of the royal family and it would balance their time between the United Kingdom and North America. A former role of the Duke and Duchess was subjected to a 12-month review period ended in March 2021. In 2020, Harry attended the opening of the Silverstone Experience at Silverstone Sturgis together with racing driver Lewis Hamilton. Harry's appearance at the museum was his final solo engagement as a senior royal before he and his wife officially stepped down on March 31st. Until February 2021, the Duke and the Duchess remained President and Vice President, respectively, the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. Periodically, online QCT chat sessions was conducted and uploaded to YouTube for general public viewing. In June 2020, they signed with the Harry Walker Agency, owned by media company Endeavor, to conduct public speaking engagements. In September 2020, the Success signed a private commercial deal with Netflix to develop scripted and unscripted series, film, documentaries, and children's programming for streaming service. In the same month, the Duke and Duchess signed a multi-year deal with Spotify to produce and host their own programs through audio production company Archwell Audio. First episode podcast was released in the service in December 2020. In March 2021, Francisco-based mental health startup BetterUp, a company that helps people get in contact with coaches and counselors, said that Harry will become its first chief impact officer. He will help promote mental fitness and expand the company's roster of coaches and counselors, among other duties. Harry added that he had been working with a BetterUp coach himself and found it invaluable. In the same month, Harry was appointed as a commissioner for Aspen Institute's Commission on Information Disorder to carry out a 6-month study on the state of misinformation and disinformation in the United States. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read his titles and his honors and his arms, because he's won a lot of medals. Okay, so military ranks in the United Kingdom. He became an officer cadet. He became a second lieutenant. He became a lieutenant. He became a captain. He became a lieutenant commander. He became a major. He became a squadron leader. He became Knight Commander of the Royal Victorian Order. He became Queen Elizabeth's II Golden Jubilee. These are the medals he won, Queen Elizabeth's II Golden Jubilee Medal, Operation Service Medal for Afghanistan, Queen Elizabeth's II Diamond Jubilee Medal. Foreign orders: the Order of Isabella the Catholic. Appointees, appointments, personal aid to come to Her Majesty the Queen. Fellowships: Jamaica, he became the honorary fellow of the University of the West Indies. In February 2021, it was announced that Harry's honorary military appointments would be handed back to the Queen. Canada, he received Canadian Ranger. In the United Kingdom, Commodore-in-Chief of Small Ships and Driving, Honorary Air Commandant of RAF Huntington, and Captain General of the Royal Marines. Humanitarian Awards. Harry's charitable efforts have been recognized 3 times by the international community. In December 2010, the German charity Initiative Kinder awarded him the Golden Heart Award in recognition of his charitable and humanitarian efforts. On May May 7, 2012, the Atlantic Council awarded him Distinguished Humanitarian Leadership Award. In August 2008, the Royal Canadian Legion granted him the 2018 Founders Awards for his role in founding the Invictus Games. Arms. He has the coat or arms of the Duke of Sussex. I keep mispronouncing it. On 18th birthday, Harry was granted his own personal coat of arms consisting of arms of the sovereign and the right of the United Kingdom with a labor difference. And on his crest, he has on a coronet of a child, the heir apparent, lion, stated guardian, or crowd like the coronet, and different by labels in the arms. The royal arms difference by label of 5 towards argent, the first, the third, and the fifth point charged with the likes of Giles. As a coat of royal arms difference with coronet and label. The Royal Victorian Ribbon. The Royal Stand in the United Kingdom liable for difference in his arms. As he is the grandchild of the sovereigns, Harry's coat of arms displays a label of 5 points. So that's Prince Harry and all the things that he achieved in his life. He's not one of those a lazy blue blood, one of those royal families that don't do nothing. Seems that he actively served in the army and he was in the front lines. He's actually a high-ranking commander within the British Army, which is actually very impressive. So I'm going to do an article about his wife. We're going to go to wikipedia.com again, and we're going to look up the Duchess of Sussex. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, is an American member of the British royal family and a former actress. Markle was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Her acting career began studying at Northwestern University. As an actress, she was most known as Rachel Zane in the American legal drama Suits for 7 seasons. Markle's lifestyle blog, The Tig, featured common profiling influential women. She also gained recognition for creating and releasing 2 fashion lines of clothing in 2015 and 2016. Markle became engaged to Prince Harry in 2017. Upon their marriage in 2018, she became the Duchess of Sussex. Thus, their son Archie Manfred in Windsor was born in 2019. The following year, the couple stepped down as the senior royal members of the family, moving to Canada and then to Dutchess native Southern California. In late 2020, they launched Archwell Incorporated, an American public organization that focuses on nonprofit activities and other creative media venues. Ventures. Rachel Meghan Markle was born on August 4, 1981 in Chronicle Park, Los Angeles, and identifies as being mixed race. Her parents divorced when she was 6. Meghan has a close relationship with her African-American mother, Dora Ragland. Meghan's white American father, Thomas Markle Sr., worked as a director of photography and lighting with her married with children. and Meghan would visit frequently the set of the television series as a child. She is currently estranged from her father and her paternal half-siblings, Meghan Markle and Thomas Markle Jr. Growing up in Los Angeles, Markle attended Harvey Little Red Schoolhouse. At age 11, she wrote Procter & Gamble to gender-neutralize a dishwashing soap commercial on natural television. 3 months later, PG changed the commercial. She was interned at the American Embassy in Buenos Aires and considered a political career. However, she did not score high enough on the Foreign Service Officer test to proceed further with the U.S. Department and returned to NU. She also attended a study abroad program in Madrid. In 2013, Markle earned a bachelor's degree with double major in theater and international studies from Northwestern School of Communication. Markle had some difficulty getting roles early in her career due to being ethnically ambiguous, because I wasn't black enough for black roles and I wasn't white enough for the white ones. To support herself between acting and jobs, she worked as a freelance calligrapher and taught bookbinding. Her first on-screen appearance was a small role as a nurse in an episode with daytime soap opera General Hospital. Markle had small guest roles on the television show Century City, War at Home, and CSI New York. She also did several contract acting and modeling jobs, including the stint as a briefcase girl on the U.S. version of the game show Deal or No Deal. She appeared in Fox series Fringe as the junior agent Amy Jessup in the first 2 episodes of the second season. Markle appeared in small roles in the films The Get Him to the Greek, Marie and The Candidate in 2010, and the film Horrible Bosses in 2011. She was paid $187,000, and her role in Remember Me $171,000 for her role in the short film The Candidate. In 2011, Markle joined the cast of the USA Network show Suits through the late 2017 and 7th season. Her character Rachel Zane became as a paralegal and eventually became an attorney. While working on Suits, Markle lived for 9 months in each year in Toronto. Fortune magazine estimated that Markle was paid $50,000 per episode, amounting to an equivalent annual salary for $450,000. Markle and the very film producer Trevor Eccleston began dating in 2004. They were married in Ocho Rios, Jamaica on September 10, 2011, and concluded a no-fault divorce in August 2013, citing income differences. Markle's subsequent relationship with Canadian celebrity chef and restaurant Cordy Vitello ended in 2016 after almost 2 years. In 2016, Meghan became a relationship with Prince Harry, a grandson of Queen Elizabeth II, and in November, the prince directed his communications secretary to release. Yeah, I already did this before. The Queen is constitutionally bound to act as the vice of the government. As such, members of the royal family are politically neutral by convention. However, Markle was politically vocal. Before marrying Prince Harry, she backed Hillary Clinton in 2016 as an eligible United States president and publicly denounced her opponent Donald Trump. The year when the referendum on the United Kingdom's membership of the European Union resulted in the favor of Brexit, Markle expressed her disappointment on Instagram. An eligible voter in the United States, she released a video with her husband encouraging others to register for the 2020 United States presidential election on National Voter Registry Day. Some media outlets took it as an implicit endorsement of Democrat Joe Biden, which prompted Donald Trump to dismiss their messaging at a press conference. After becoming engaged, Markle's first public appearance with Prince Harry was at a World AIDS Day walkabout in Nottingham on December 1st, 2017. March 12th and 2018 Commonwealth Day service at Winston Alley was the first royal event she had attended with the Queen. Harry and Meghan made an announcement day or visit to Northern Ireland. In total, Markle attended 26 public engagements to the wedding. Meghan's first official engagement after their marriage was on May 22nd, when she and her husband attended a garden party celebrating the charity work of the Prince of Wales. In July 2018, Meghan's first official trip aboard this royal was to Dublin, Ireland, alongside Harry. In October 2018, the Duke and Duchess traveled to Sydney, Australia for the 2008 Invictus Games. This formed part of a Pacific tour that included Australia, Fiji, Tonga, and New Zealand. As representatives of the Queen, the couple were greeted warmly by crowds in Sydney, and the announcement of Meghan's pregnancy hours after their arrival delighted the public and the media. During their visit to Morocco in February 2019, the Duke and Duchess focused on projects centered on women's empowerment, girls' education, inclusivity, and encouragement of social entrepreneurship. Otherwise noted that Meghan participated in her husband's work as a youth ambassador to the Commonwealth, which included overseas tours. As established a separate office for Kensington Palace in 2019, the Duke and Duchess created an Instagram social media account, which broke the record of the fastest account to reach 1 million followers to date. In August 2019, Meghan and her husband were criticized by environmental campaigners for using private jets regularly when taking their personal trips abroad, which would leave more carbon footprint per person compared to commercial planes. The criticism was in line with the reactions the royal family faced in 2019, after they revealed they had doubled their carbon footprint for business travel. In September and October 2019, South African tour included Markle, Angola, South Africa, and Botswana. Because infant son Archie traveled with the Success, this was their first official tour as a family. In January 2020, Meghan and Harry returned to the UK from a vacation in Canada and announced that they were stepping back from their role as senior members of the royal family, and they have balanced their time between United Kingdom and North America. A statement released by the palace confirmed that the Duke and Duchess will become financially independent and cease to represent the Queen. The couple will retain their HRS stylings but not permitted to use them. The former role of Duke and Duchess was subject to a 12-month peer review ending March 2021. Meghan's final sole engagement as senior royal was to visit the Robert Clark School on March 7 and daydream ahead of the International Women's Day. Yeah, so that's enough I'm going to read from Meghan Markle. Now you know who Prince Harry and the Duchess is. We can get to my opinion. So, Meghan Markle went to Oprah Winfrey and they talked about how the baby was not going to get a title and they was worried about the baby's skin complexion. Now, a lot of people are shocked. I'm not, because I kind of know the history of the royal family. There was a queen. Her name was Queen Charlotte. And Queen Charlotte was a queen that came from Portugal. She was Moorish, and the historians called her a true mulatto. And even though she was the Queen of England and part of the royal family, the people made fun of her for her nose being too big and her mouth too wide. Now, some of you guys are actually shocked that Prince Harry would take a risk in marrying a commoner that comes from the United States of America. However, if you look in history, a man by the name of Edward actually stepped down from being the king of England because he wanted to marry a woman from America. And if you look at the pictures of this woman, she does not look like this big old bombshell blonde actress. She looks like a regular American woman. So this is not new. Not new at all. Okay, thank you guys for listening to my podcast, and this is Black Wall Street Chronicles, Jeffrey Frazier signing off.